What up, guys, and welcome back to Thomas Reacts here on the 360 Experience with myself, Thomas Mabaso. Today we are looking at the former Secretary General of the African National Congress, the expelled former Secretary General of the African National Congress, Mr. Magashule, who is now the leader of his own political party that is called the African Congress for Transformation. Guys, I bought this clip today because I know for the longest time we've been wondering what really happened between Magashule and President Ramaphosa. What really caused these guys to have a massive brawl? Because you remember that at some point these guys were okay with working together, but it seems like their relationship took a downward spiral. So recently, Magashule went to Podcast and Chill to talk about a variety of issues. So if you haven't watched this podcast before, I would really suggest that you go to Podcast and Chill page and watch this whole interview. They talk about a lot of things. They talk about the ANC, they talk about the new political party of Magashule, the African Congress for Transformation. They talk about Ramaphosa. They talk about a lot of things. So guys, I would really suggest that you go to Podcast and Chill page and make sure that you watch the whole interview. But today we are going to look at the part where Magashule is trying to explain to us, to make us understand what really happened between him and President Ramaphosa. I mean, like, guys, I'm curious. Like, I know that you are curious too. And again, what do you think happened between Magashule and President Ramaphosa, man?
2017, SACP Kosatu says, Cyril President. It's us who say, no Cyril President. You see the contradictions. In Marxist terms, they call it negation of negation. Contradictions, but sometimes these contradictions are healthy. So the people who said they don't want Cyril 2012, they now want him 2017. We who put in 2012, we now say no, end is that.
So when in 2012 there was resistance, right? But you guys wanted him. What about him did you see as a perfect fit for that role? And what had changed now in 2017?
We didn't know some of the things. As I say, we were pre-warned and we were told certain things. And
what are those things?
We just believed that no, he's the right man to lead.
What are those things? Is it the fact that he was a spy for the apartheid regime?
No, well, as I say, I can't talk about some of the things.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes. It's not a yes.
It's a yes.
No, it's not a yes.
Loud yes.
No. It's a yes. You guys always conclude. No.
I mean, like, guys, what is the point of Magashule doing an interview if he's not going to tell us what really happened between him and President Ramaphosa? And why is he not telling us what are these things that he found out about the president? I mean, like, guys, he's making us more curious by saying that they didn't know some of the things that they know now. What are those things? And I don't think it makes sense to go out and do these interviews and not be open with us. I mean, guys, already now, come on, man. The ANC has already kicked you out, man. The ANC has already kicked you out. They want nothing to do with you, man. So why are you still out there protecting them, basically? So tell us, what are those things that you didn't know about President Ramaphosa that you now know, man? Tell us.
No, there are things which I can't talk about.
Why?
Yes. Yeah.
But what did you like about him in 2012? What swayed you to push his name forward as for deputy?
Well, we worked with him as the leader. Remember, we worked during the days of UDF. The unveiling happened. Yeah, some of the things you can't explain them. Yeah, so
why, man?
It's difficult to explain.
But
what is so difficult to explain? What is it that you liked about him? Because you told us that in 2012 you were behind him. So what is it that you liked about President Ramaphosa? I mean, like, come on, man.
Why do you think the president doesn't want you? Like, what did you do to him? Because it seems very personal, this thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't say it's personal. I think, as Tony Yengen always says, there's been ideological differences. Let me cite an example. During COVID, we wanted the Russian vaccine. I'm part of those who said, why not Russian vaccine? Why not Chinese vaccine? Make us choose. Why not during COVID do we use interferon from Cuba? These are the countries which were part of our struggle. China, Russia, Cuba. Why couldn't we use the vaccine from Russia? Why couldn't we use the vaccine from China? Why couldn't we use, I use interferon. Our army used interferon. If you Google interferon, you'll see that it has been there for more than 30 years, maybe now 31, 32 years, because then when COVID started. And I've used it. And my immune has been boosted for 5 years. If you read about it, Cuba is one of the best countries. More than 55, 56 countries train their medical doctors in Cuba. That's why I took the young people of the Free State to Cuba, 302 of them, and 298 of them are today medical doctors. You go to Edenvale Hospital, you go to Barra, you go to the Free State hospitals, you'll find them. And from every township and farm of the Free State, those medical doctors come from there. Except the medical doctors from South African universities. 4 weeks ago, 284 graduated from Russia. Medical doctors, as well as nuclear specialists. Because we were planning for nuclear.
So basically, you guys were not meeting eye to eye on certain ideologies.
Well, that's how we define it and different the ideological. For instance, I'm saying the DA is the historical enemy. Historical. So if we have to work. Why can't we work with EFF? Is it because we don't like Malem? We share the same, probably same policies. We say the same. We share the same trenches.
I mean, is Magashule, I feel like is telling the truth right now. When you look at ANC and when you look at the EFF, more like they have more policies. They most of their policies are the same. But when you look at ANC and when you look at the DA, man, their policies are day and night, man. These guys, I don't know how and why people are actually supporting this coalition of ANC and the DA when their policies are day and night. But when you look at the EFF, man, the EFF and the ANC, their policies are alike, man. It won't be hard for them to make few compromises, but most of their policies are the same. When you look at the EFF, they are running on the same policies that the ANC has been running on for years. The only thing that the EFF is telling you is that these policies that the ANC has promised you, we are going to achieve them, we are going to implement them, but they are not coming with anything new. The EFF is not coming with anything new. The policies that they are pushing today, these are the policies that the ANC has been talking about for years. But when you look at the DA and the ANC, so I still don't understand why is it that some people actually prefer the coalition of the African National Congress and the DA, guys. I honestly don't understand, man.
We share the same constituency, blacks in general, Africans in particular. I'm saying I can't work with the DA. That's why the DA hates us. Remember, they said, the ANC of Mabuza Magashule we don't want. The ANC of Cyril, yeah, we are comfortable with it. Maybe you guys, you can read.
Between the lines, yeah.
And, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to talk bad about the movement. I don't want to talk bad about any leader of the ANC. I'm not that type of a person. I don't do what Mbalola does because I can talk one day and once, and I think I can finish him off. So I can't do that.
When the ANC suspended you, correct me if I'm wrong, they gave you time to come and apologize, which you didn't.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Before Ace answers, man, I feel like it's Magashule knew that the ANC was gonna expel him anyway. That's why he didn't even bother to write that letter telling the ANC why they shouldn't expel him. I feel like it's Magashule knew that the ANC was going to expel him anyway. So what's the point of going to these guys to beg them to take you back when you know that they've already made up their mind? They're going to take you out. That's how I feel like Ace Magashule saw this whole thing, guys.
Why should I have apologized? Because I thought I was doing the right thing.
Fact.
Remember, it was about
Can you just step to the mic?
Remember, it was about CR funds. And I said the policy position we took was that nobody in the ANC must use money to ascend to a position. And
so do you think Cyril used money to become the president?
but it's clear, it's obvious. Indeed, it happened. You all know as South Africans, I think it's an obvious question and an obvious answer. Yeah.
And then when you hear about the Para Gate, what were your thoughts?
Well, we are in.
And again, guys, do you feel like Cyril Ramaphosa bought the last conference of the ANC? Do you feel like people were actually giving money to vote for Ramaphosa? Because that's what Ace Magashule is telling us, that Ramaphosa used the money to win, to ascend to the presidency. So do you think that President Ramaphosa was legitimately voted in by the branches of the African National Congress to become the president of the African National Congress? Or do you think that people got some brown envelopes? So guys, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Because that's what Ace Magashule is telling us, that Ramaphosa used money to ascend to this position, meaning that the ANC doesn't actually really love him, but because people are loyal to the money, so they voted according to what they've been given. So do you believe Ace Magashule when he says that President Ramaphosa actually used the money to become the president of African National Congress? Or do you believe that the structures of African National Congress love President Ramaphosa and they voted for him because they trust him to be the leader of the movement? What are your thoughts, guys?
In what they call animal farm. So when I was a teacher, I taught my kids about standard 9, standard 10, that was matric, and grade 11, animal farm. In South Africa today, there are those who are untouchable, and there are those who must be touched. Conditions have changed, and that's South Africa of today.
And how much money do you have under your mattress?
Hey man, I don't have mattress. I have no money.
But that is, you must admit that you also enjoyed the animal farm of being, some of the animals that are more equal than others when you were at the helm as well, even when you were premier. I mean, you enjoyed, that cushioning.
But we never use the organs of state. We never use organs of state. Just like Lula, maybe just like Zuma, I'll talk for myself. You are given this stigma, corruption. I'm charged with something I don't understand.
But when he says that he didn't use the organs of the state, I mean, like, if he's been accused of these things because people are saying that you used your position as a premier to actually close down on some of these deals, I mean, like, didn't you use the organs of the state because you were the premier, you used the position as the premier to sign some of the deals that you have signed? I mean, like, why are you even saying that you didn't use the organs of the state? So, yes, you did corruption, but you didn't use the organs of the state. I mean, like, guy, come on.
And the media says I'm charged with corruption and 73 charges. My charges are 3. After a long time, we went to court, we appealed, and then they said, no, only have 3 charges. But out there in the media, I still have 73 charges, fraud and corruption. I'm charged with what is called charge number 1, which is the main charge, oversight. I don't know what is oversight. There's no, in criminal law, as I say, I've studied some law, there's no charge called oversight. I'm charged with taking students to different universities. They went to my PA in US, the Hawks. My PA fortunately recorded them. We have the record. Implicate him, we are not interested in you. I'm in a case, I never knew Sodi until I was arrested. The man in the book written by that young chap, Peter Mayberg, Sodi gave me 10 million hard cash. I only know Sodi when Sodi is arrested. When I'm arrested, I'm put there in the box. Oh, is it Edwin Sodi? Oh, but I've never met you. But you are the guy who gave me 10 million. So I wish that this case goes on because the truth is going to come out. And some of the things you don't know will then come out then. I'm waiting for that trial. And I'm prepared. But you now carry the stigma of being a corrupt person. Because they want to just remove you. The people just removed me for 2022 December. That was the only thing.
You were premier of the Free State for a very long time. And, you talk about corruption now. What was your relationship with the Guptas during that time?
So guys, what are your thoughts, man, on what Ace Magashule has been saying? What are your thoughts on what Ace Magashule has been saying? Because I don't feel like the conversation going forward is what I wanted to discuss today. I feel like he has spoken about what I wanted us to discuss today. Do you feel like Ace Magashule is telling the truth by saying that the President Ramaphosa used the money to actually win the ANC presidency? Or do you feel like the ANC structures love President Ramaphosa and they respect Ramaphosa and they elected him to be the leader of the movement? And Ace Magashule also said that yes, he was accused of corruption, but they didn't use the organs of the state. What are your thoughts on that? So guys, please give me your thoughts on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.